Good evening and thanks for joining us on Nationwide today. I am Elizabeth Omori. Senate President Godwin Emefiele is seeking his people's continuous collaboration with the federal government for effective delivery of dividends of democracy. This was while briefing his constituents on his journey so far as the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Evelyn Badu-Ekpo reports.
Senate President Godwin Emefiele appreciates his constituents for standing by him and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during and after the elections, emphasizing that as Senate President, he will bring Sokoto to the state in collaboration with the President and the state governor.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu decided to assist all lawmakers at the federal level to touch the people at home.
He assured the people of Akwa Ibom Northwest Senatorial District of his commitments to their welfare with the collaboration of the governor.
As the senator is doing his own, the governor should also be doing his own. That way the state will be better. I think it is time that we have finished with politics of election now. We are now doing governance. That the governor of the state must touch you.
High points of the event was the distribution of over 10,000 bags of rice and other essentials for his constituents in all the wards. Evelyn Badu-Ekpo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, joined other Muslims to observe Eid-el-Fitr in his hometown of Kabo in Kabo local government area of Kano State. Aminu Umar reports that Senator Barau was treated warmly by his kinsmen who received him.
Ramadan is a moment associated with genuine sacrifice, sincerity, love and care for the needy. Its completion is that of celebration and show of gratitude to Almighty Allah. This is what Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, joined his kinsmen in Kabo local government area of Kano State to observe. Together with his Chief of Staff, Senator Barau observed the 2-rakat prayer led by the Chief Imam of Kabo, Jafar Mustafa, who admonished Muslim faithful to uphold the lessons of Ramadan through good deeds. Senator Barau used the occasion to go around the town amid cheers from admirers and well-wishers. He also paid condolence visits to some bereaved families, including that of late Halidu Ibrahim Kundila, member representing Bagwai Shanono constituency in the Kano State House of Assembly, who died recently.
Now, still on the celebration, the General Officer commanding 82 Division of the Nigerian Army and Commander Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka, Major General Hassan Dada, has applauded the troops of the division for their resilience and commitment to securing the region. He gave the commendation during a combined Easter and Salah luncheon organized for troops of the Joint Task Force of the Naval Base Ajaokuta in Imo State.
The significant role of the Nigerian troops in the maintenance of peace, unity and stability of the country cannot be overemphasized, as most of the troops are always in the front line of securing the territorial integrity of the nation against all odds. It is in recognition of their gallantry and numerous sacrifices that the General Officer commanding 82 Division and Commander Joint Task Force Southeast Operation Udoka organized this Easter and Salah luncheon as a mark of appreciation. The GOC, in the message of the Chief of Defense and that of the Chief of Army Staff, challenges them to be more committed and determined in the discharge of their constitutional responsibilities, as their efforts are already yielding results.
On behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Army Staff, I have been mandated to most sincerely appreciate the sacrifices you've made.
We will continue to leverage on the capacity acquired in improving security within Operation Udoka.
We thank the Chief of Defense Staff for giving us the direction to conduct our operations and see the general situation in the southeastern region.
The event climaxed with the serving of lunch to the troops by the GOC in company of other component commanders, which symbolizes humility, sacrifice and bond between the troops and their commanders.
And the commander, Nigerian Navy ship Sorrow, Commodore Sunday Lakan, has again warned criminal elements around his operational territory to desist from illegal businesses, as the command will not only clamp down on them, but will ensure that they face the full wrath of the law. The commander handed down this warning while parading suspects arrested with truckload of 12,000 liters of illegally refined petroleum products before journalists at NNS Sorrow Base in Yenagua. Ebinimi Zitimiola reports.
The Nigerian Navy ship NNS Sorrow, upon discreet intelligence, laid ambush around the Bisini community in Yenagua local government area of Bayelsa State and arrested 2 suspects on a Mazda car with illegally refined products loaded, as well as a truck loaded with 12,000 liters of AGO that was siphoned from Ajib oil well located at Bisini, and were taking the products to another illegally refined site. The commander, NNS Sorrow, Commodore Sunday Lakan, who resumed about 3 months ago, said they will not rest until they eliminate the activities of illegal bunkering in the Niger Delta region.
Their activities is causing a lot to the country through economy. We are losing a lot. It is my candid advice to whosoever that is perpetrating this crime to stop. If not, the long arm of the law will come all after them.
From I load market for JK4 products we receive from JK4. So along the way, as I'm coming, carry the load, carry the Mbiama, so patrol van can arrest me.
Although 2 suspects are still under investigation, having been handed over to relevant prosecuting authority, the commander, NNS Sorrow, says the Navy will sustain aggressive surveillance to reduce illegal bunkering activities in the region. Ebinimi Zitimiola, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on NTA. Let's join Hingino in Lagos for more reports. Hello, Hingino.
Hello, Lizzie. The Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has sentenced Nigeria's cross-dresser Idris Olarinwaju Okuneye, popularly known as Bobrisky, to 6 months imprisonment without an option. Diana Ajale reports.
Bobrisky was sentenced for abusing the Naira notes. Justice Abimbola Awogboro, while delivering the judgment, said it would serve as a deterrent to others who are fond of abusing and mutilating the local currency. However, before the sentence, Justice Awogboro asked about his gender and replied that he was a man. The court also ruled that his jail term commences on the 24th of March 2024 when he was arrested. The cross-dresser had been in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) since his arrest over abuse of the Naira. Bobrisky was arrested by the EFCC for abusing the local currency and for mutilating the Naira notes, where he sprayed 400,000 Naira at a movie premiere in Lagos. He had earlier pleaded guilty to a 4-count charge of Naira abuse brought against him by the EFCC. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Away from the judiciary, structures in markets and residential areas that do not conform to rules and regulations of fiscal planning will be brought down to avert further disasters, no matter who is involved. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was speaking after an on-the-spot assessment of the Idumagbo Dosumu fire incident in Lagos. Joy Ken Abapuya reports.
48 hours since the outbreak of fire at the Dosumu Idumagbo area of Lagos Island, and efforts are still on to totally extinguish the inferno, which has so far affected 14 buildings. Describing the incident as unfortunate, preventable, and one too many, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says government will no longer condone careless acts by selfish persons that put the lives and properties of residents in danger. He blamed the intensity of the fire on the presence of combustible materials, noting that many apartments in the area believed to be residential were converted to warehouses for highly flammable materials.
Thankfully, no lives have been lost, but you can see the amount of property that have been wasted. You can see the amount of people's assets, collateral damages that have been wasted. So this is a call to others outside there. Government will not shy away from its responsibility. We will come really hard, and I'm reporting we will come really, really hard on structures, on properties that will not conform with our rules. We will bring them down. We will bring them down, and I'm saying it now.
For those people that still have their generators suspended, they are once again at their own interest advised to bring them down, because the enforcement team will be here immediately from today to ensure that all generators that are put on the elevated platform are brought down.
Governor Sanwo-Olu, who promised prompt support for victims of the inferno, insists that markets in the area will remain closed until assessments and investigations are over and a proper cleanup done. In Lagos, Joy Ken Abakuya, NTA News.
That's it from here. Nationwide continues in Abuja after this break. Do stay.
Thanks for staying with us. The Lagos State Special Offences Court sitting in Ikeja has granted bail to the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, who is standing trial on a 26-count charge. The presiding judge, Justice Rahman Oshodi, granted Emefiele bail in the sum of 50 million naira with 2 sureties in like sum. Justice Oshodi equally held that the sureties must be gainfully employed and have 3 years of tax payment with the Lagos State government. The court averred that the sureties must show proper identification and they must be registered in the Lagos State bail management system. The court also granted bail to the second defendant, Henry Omoile, in the sum of 1 million naira with 2 sureties who must provide 2 years tax clearance. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission last Monday arraigned Godwin Emefiele and one Henry Omoile before the court on a 26-count bordering on alleged abuse of office and irregular allocation of $4.5 billion and 2.8 billion naira. Now to electrification. 9 days into the implementation of new tariff for electricity customers in Band A, reactions have continued to trail the performance of distribution companies as consumers call for more investments in distribution networks of other bands so as to improve supply across all bands. Although it's been mixed bag of feelings by customers in Band A on the level of supply under the new tariff regime, consumers at a media engagement urged the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission to protect rights of consumers by ensuring distribution companies deliver to their customers on agreed hours of supply across all bands, while acknowledging liquidity crisis in the sector among other challenges over the years. Consumers call on NEC to thoroughly audit of operational and capital expenditures of all the 11 distribution companies for accountability and service delivery.
And disconnection, it deals with complex management, it deals with service performance standards. The distribution company is supposed to provide meter. They are supposed to provide transformer. Let them bring report of utilization of OPEX and the CAPEX since 2013 when privatization came on board. What amount has the discos invested from their operational expenditure every year? What have they invested in their capital expenditure every year? How many transformers have discos provided? How many meters have they provided? Every year, when they approve that OPEX and CAPEX, they tell them the number of meters they should provide every year. Which one have they provided?
Now, in response to President Bola Tinubu's food security initiative, the Akwa Ibom State government is reintroducing practical agriculture in public primary and secondary schools across the state. Clement Barikwe reports that as part of the implementation of the presidential directive on dry season farming, farmers in the state are also receiving improved farm inputs and seedlings from the government.
Worried by the recent food crisis and the pressing need to feed its growing populace, President Bola Tinubu's administration declared a state of emergency in the agricultural sector. This led to the launch of the dry season farming initiative as part of a comprehensive strategy aimed at ensuring year-round farming and boosting food production. The scheme is being effectively implemented in Akwa Ibom State with the distribution of solar-powered irrigation machines, improved cassava cuttings, maize and vegetable seedlings to public primary and secondary schools across the state.
Let's teach our students that whatever legitimately puts food on your table is not something that you should be ashamed of. And agriculture is the way to go now.
The state government is also taking the Renewed Hope initiative on food sustainability to rural farmers.
If I wanted to go into this business using my money, it would have been difficult for me. They give me chicken and this feet.
These things will help us put food on our table.
A greater number of households in the state are now back to the farm, thereby confirming President Tinubu's assurance that the days of food scarcity and hike in the prices of food items are soon to be over. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And for more reports on Nationwide, let's join the Barbary in Port Harcourt.
More reports on Nationwide.
Welcome to Port Harcourt. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has reaffirmed his administration's support to President Bola Tinubu's people-oriented policies aimed at providing critical social services to Nigerians. Governor Fubara made the remark at the handover ceremony of the comprehensive primary health care in Ogba-Egbe-Mandoni local government area of Rivers State, built and donated to the state government. Osinachi Samuel reports.
The Comprehensive Primary Health Care Center was built and donated to the state government by the founder of PAMO Educational Foundation, former governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Odili.
The old center was overrun by flood. So for the past 2 years plus, nowhere for people to run to within a radius of 50 kilometers. So we felt challenged to do something.
Governor Fubara said he increased the quota of employment of personnel into the health sector from 200 to 1,000 persons because the 200 personnel he met on assumption of office was grossly inadequate. Governor Fubara frowned at the deplorable condition of over 340 primary health care centers, and his administration is committed to provision of quality health care centers.
We must put them back to function. The contractors awarded those jobs, but asked them to return back to site.
The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adeze Orek, Chairman of Rivers State Electoral Commission, RISEC, Justice Adolphus Anebeli, and other stakeholders commended Governor Fubara's effort towards rebuilding the state health sector.
The Rivers State Police Command has neutralized a notorious assassin and one of the most wanted criminals in the state. Rivers State Commissioner of Police Tunji Disu announced this during a media briefing at the police headquarters in Port Harcourt. Emmanuel Lenny was there and tells us more.
Peter Chukwu, aka Daddy Chukwu, was one of the most wanted criminals in the state and has been on the police wanted list since 2017. He is alleged to have killed over 22 persons on the 9th of October 2017 at Rumeme community and was also responsible for the killing of the CDC chairman of Mbosimni community, David Livingstone, on the 13th January 2024 in the presence of his wife, children, and church members. He is also known to torture residents who disobeyed his order. He was traced to Delta State following intelligence report where he was in the residence of a herbalist. Some gang members were also arrested, while efforts are on to arrest other fleeing members.
Officers of this command gathered intelligence. An operative comprising of Rivers State Tactical Teams, the Intelligence Response Team, with the assistance of officers of Delta State Police Command, stormed this hideout in Abuja, Delta State. He was found hibernating in the residence of his herbalist, where he went for spiritual fortification. He put up a fierce resistance, and in an attempt to escape, he was fatally wounded and he succumbed to the injury before arriving at the hospital.
Wife of the late CDC chairman and members of the community appreciated the Commissioner of Police for restoring peace in the community. Items recovered from Peter Chukwu and his gang members include black Toyota Highlander, AK-47 rifle, IED explosives, camouflage, number plates, and pump action gun.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. It's back to Elizabeth for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Glad to know you're still there. The Nigerian Navy has apprehended 4 individuals for stealing metallurgical coke stored by Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited in Kogi State. Metallurgical coke serves as a powerful source for heavy-duty equipment. Jonathan Omajali reports that the suspects are between the ages of 15 and 22.
Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited, specializing in the sourcing and production of iron ore for the manufacturing of various metallic materials, particularly for automobile needs, has recently faced a setback. Years ago, a quantity of its product intended as stock for the company was stored along the jetty route of the industry for convenient access. However, criminals managed to breach the facility's security, gaining entry from the riverside and absconding with over 300 bags of metallurgical coke. Commodore Moses Ekpele, the commander Nigerian Navy Ship Lugard, upon apprehending the culprits and handing them over to the Nigerian police, urged the management of Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited to reevaluate its security framework in anticipation of the revitalization initiatives spearheaded by the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
On the part of Nigerian Navy Ship Lugard, we shall not rest on our oars in curbing activities of miscreants along the waterways of Kogi State. You can see that they access this place through the waterways.
This effort we are seeing today, we believe is going to serve as deterrent to criminals and will-be criminals who want to test the resolve of the government of Kogi State to perpetuate any act of criminality within the territory of Kogi State.
Concerted efforts are underway to revive Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited, especially with the appointment of Shaibu Audu, an indigene of Kogi State, as the Minister of Steel by the administration. Jonathan Omajali, NTA.
And from Kogi State, we now take you to Niger State, where the government has embarked on construction of 1,000 kilometers road project across the state with the aim of improving the quality of life of citizens and economic fortunes of the state. The state governor, Mohammed Umar Bago, during the groundbreaking ceremony of 118 kilometers road in Kontagora, says the effort is geared towards the revitalization and realization of its urban renewal policy. Usaina Musa reports.
Of the 1,000 kilometers road project embarked upon by the Niger State government, spread across the 3 geopolitical zones of the state, 400 kilometers are federal roads. The 118-kilometer road project in Kontagora covers reconstruction of the 90-kilometer Kontagora-Rijau road, construction of 19.4-kilometer western bypass and 8.7 eastern bypass ring roads, all in Kontagora axis. The projects, which have been awarded to different contractors after careful selection, will be closely monitored to deliver according to specifications. Similar events have also been flagged off across the 3 senatorial districts of the state.
Before we conceived this project, we already got funding for it. We are not expecting unnecessary variation. So as a state and with the collaboration with the Prime Minister of Works and also the presidency, Mr. President has already given us a go-ahead with these jobs. So with all these efforts, we are sure that we're going to bring our succor to our people.
Niger State being an agrarian community, the urban renewal efforts of the Governor Muhammad Umar Bago-led administration, when it comes to fruition, will no doubt open up the hinterlands and promote socio-economic activities in the state through agriculture. Emena Hussaina Musa, NTA News.
Victims of recent rainstorm in Iyara, Iju local government area of Kogi State are still counting their losses with the hope of urgent assistance from government and well-meaning individuals. Victoria Yaya Opale has a situation report.
The experience of regular rainfall in some communities in recent time is considered as a welcome development, looking at the issue of relief from hot weather and conducive atmosphere for the commencement of the annual farming season. However, the recent downpour accompanied by windstorm in Iyara, headquarters of Ijumu local government area, Kogi State, brought calamity to several people, especially in Ilupa quarters.
We are looking forward for the assistance actually, because Nigeria now, as a whole, the condition is very critical for us.
Breeze has removed every roof here. So by the time we started looking at it, and that's toward the night, we started counting many houses. Even most of the roofing, we met it on the mango tree. So some carry it away that you cannot see it.
Indications of relief coming the way of the affected people following contact with the Kogi State government and other relevant bodies. Victoria Yahya Opale, NTA News.
In other news, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, on behalf of the Federal Executive Council, mourns the death of the former Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu. Senator Akume said late Dr. Ogbonnaya was an epitome of a thoroughbred politics with impeccable integrity, whose unflinching support and loyalty contributed immensely to the evolution of the All Progressives Congress. The SGF commiserates with the government and people of Ebonyi State, his immediate family, and prays to God to grant the soul of the departed eternal rest. Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Godwin Emefiele, also sends his heartfelt condolences to the family of the former Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Chief Ogbonnaya Onu. In a statement, Emefiele described the late Onu as a perfect gentleman who will be sorely missed for his wisdom, mature composure, zest for excellence, and proven integrity. Similarly, Vice President Kashim Shettima has expressed his heartfelt condolences on the passing of Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, describing him as a true statesman and accomplished Nigerian leader. In a statement, Vice President Shettima acknowledged Dr. Onu's impact on the nation's political landscape. He noted that the Minister of Science and Technology, his dedication to nation building was evident in his focus on fostering scientific advancements and technological innovation, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. He extends his deepest sympathies to the family during this difficult time, praying Almighty to accept and grant his soul peaceful rest. Meanwhile, Ebonyi State Governor Chief Francis Nwifuru pays glowing tribute to the former governor of Abia State and Minister of Science and Technology, late Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, describing him as an illustrious son worthy of immortalization for posterity. The governor, in a statement, says the former governor died when his wealth of experience is much needed. He said late Onu will be remembered by the people of Ebonyi for his excellence and commitment to the development of the state and the nation at large. And then Colombia continues to pour in for the former Minister of Science and Technology and Innovation, late Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, who died in the early hours of Thursday, 11th of April 2024. Here's a tribute of the late statesman, chronicling his life and times.
Born into the family of His Royal Highness late Eze David Abono in Amata Ubru, Ohozara local government area of Ebonyi State in December 1st, 1951, late Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu was a Nigerian politician, author and engineer until his death in the early hours of Thursday, 11th April 2024, after a brief illness. Okenwa, as he was popularly called, started his education at Izzi High School in Abakaliki, where he obtained grade 1 with distinction in West African School Certificate Examination. He also sat for the high school examination at College of Immaculate Conception, Enugu, graduating as the overall best student. He then proceeded to the University of Lagos and graduated with a first-class degree in chemical engineering in 1976. He further went for his doctoral studies at the University of California, Berkeley, and obtained a Doctor of Philosophy degree in chemical engineering in 1980. Ogbonnaya Onu started his political career as an aspirant for a senatorial seat in the old Imo State on the platform of the National Party of Nigeria. He contested and won the position of Governor of Abia State in 1991 under the National Republican Convention and was sworn in as the first executive governor of the state in January 1992. He was the first chairman, Conference of Nigerian Elected Governors. In 1999, he was the presidential flag bearer of the All People's Party, but relinquished the position after a merger of his party with the Alliance for Democracy. He became the national party chairman of the All Nigerian People's Party in 2010. In 2013, he and his party ANPP successfully merged with other 4 political parties to form the All Progressive Congress. In November 2015, he was appointed Minister of Science and Technology by the then President Muhammadu Buhari. He was sworn in again on August 21, 2019 as the same minister, making him the longest-serving minister of the ministry. He was a dogged fighter, a fine statesman, party leader, political strategist, brilliant scholar, outstanding intelligent public speaker, and a detribalized Nigerian known for his peaceful and humble disposition, which earned him various chieftaincy titles across various states of the Federation. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
And since we are still in the Eid celebration mood, now one of the unique features of the celebration in the north is a Salah homage, which is an opportunity for leaders to be appreciated in a relaxed atmosphere. Sokoto State Governor was the first personality to pay Salah homage on the leader of the Nigerian Muslims, the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar. The Sultan is now returning the gesture, as Dalhatu Abdullahi tells us more.
The traditional Salah homage is a reciprocal gesture by the Sultan, who received the governor on the same mission on Salah Day at the palace. Governor Ahmed Aliyu describes the gesture as a symbol of unity and kingship, calling on both traditional institutions and the government to uphold the existing affinity and maintain the relationship. Sultan Muhammad Saad Abubakar, who applauds the good works of the administration, charged the governor to sustain the temple. He charged the governor and his cabinet to work toward ensuring security and lasting peace in the state. On the Sultan's entourage were councillors in the Sultanate Council and the district heads across the state. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Talking education, Africa must push for a paradigm shift in the system of education to focus on social needs of the youth that are prepared to participate and contribute to the economy through skills acquisition after leaving school. This, the thrust of the National Open University of Nigeria lecture on the theme, Is Western Education Still Relevant for Africa?, delivered by the Vice Chancellor, Open University of Tanzania, Professor Elifas Tozo Bisanda. The university then opined that current education system must be replaced with the one bequeathed to Africa by colonialism, where certificate holders are looking for jobs that are not available, when skilled Chinese and Indians are being engaged by Nigerian factories, earning so much for their countries at the detriment of Nigerians.
Affirmative action to get out of this mess they have imposed. An education system that keeps us poor while our resources are being taken away should be changed by any means. We should not think about them immigrating to Canada and the US and UK. Some of them are dying in the seas trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea, thinking there's a milk and honey the other side. Those who graduated previously from our colleges and universities, even those who are going to graduate tomorrow, if they cannot get gainful employment, they must be encouraged to go back and undertake technical and vocational education.
Must encourage children on technical occupational skills to join technical vocational institutions rather than graduating certificate holders without skills needed by industries. Let's take another break. The news continues shortly. Glad to know you're still there. You know, earlier we brought you a report on the significance of Salah homage in the north. And our correspondent, Usman Mohammed Binji, is at the Sultan's Palace in Sokoto to tell us more about this age-long tradition. Binji, thank you so much for joining us. Can we hear from you?
Thank you very much. You are welcome to Sokoto, the seat of the Caliphate. Well, as usual, Eid-el-Fitr celebration is celebrated worldwide with a view to celebrating the end of Ramadan past. Eid-el-Fitr celebration in Sokoto, like in many parts of the Federation, is celebrated by everybody, the old, the young, and even those who are not Muslims, because we can say that during as the Sultan of Sokoto was delivering his Salah message, people from all walks of life came together to listen to him. And one of the peculiarities is the exchange of visit among family and friends, as encouraged by Quran and prophetic tradition, and even among leaders. For instance, immediately after the 2-unit rakat prayer from Central Eid Ground, Governor of Sokoto, Sir Ahmed Aliu, in company of members of his cabinet, went to Sultan of Sokoto for Salah homage. And during the homage, the governor restated his commitment to take Sokoto State to greater height. And in response, the Sultan was very happy with the homage, as usual, and promised and pledged to continue to support government policies and programs. And a day after Salah, the Sultan, in company of members of the Sultanate Council and other traditional leaders, also went to Government House Sokoto, where they paid Salah homage on the governor. They are well received. And even during that, discussions centered on how to improve the lives of our electorate. And the governor there and then told the Sultan that his government is ready to do everything possible to ensure that more development programs are evolved. He pledged that in the next couple of weeks, youth and women empowerment programs will be unveiled. And the Sultan was happy about that, and they discussed a lot towards making people more happy than ever before. So exchange of visit or paying Salah homage to one another is something that Quran and prophetic tradition encourage. And it is visibly seen that if you come to Sokoto and go around nooks and crannies, you will see people going around to congratulate one another in respect of the festive period.
Your contributions, and I'm sure you had a very nice celebration. Thank you so much. Moving on, Nigeria has taken delivery of laboratory supplies donated by the U.S. government. Uche Ugochukwu reports that the gesture is part of the ongoing collaboration to assist the country in its emergency response to diseases outbreak.
Nigeria, like many other countries, has been burdened with infectious diseases at several times, further straining the health system. In tackling these outbreaks, evidence shows collaboration is critical. The U.S. government's donation of biosafety containment equipment, personal protective equipment, and other commodities to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is in continuation of its mandate for expanding and developing partnership with Nigeria.
Laboratory scientists play a vital role in quickly detecting and confirming cases, which is crucial for an effective disease response. The increased volume of laboratory work created by these simultaneous outbreaks creates a pressing need for additional resources.
This donation we are making today is definitely going to enhance our capabilities in diagnosing diseases of interest, and globally to enhance our capability to make things happen in this country with respect to health security.
This is expected to add muscle to the current administration's renewed hope agenda in the health sector. Uche Ugochukwu, NTA News.
And it's time to join Gift George for some sporting stories.
After qualifying for the Olympic Games in Paris after 16 years, the Nigerian Football Federation has concluded plans to organize 2 friendly matches for the Super Falcons to ensure they are adequately prepared for the Olympic Games. This is heeding to the call by the Super Falcons head coach Randy Waldrum, who advised the football body on the need for the international friendlies to ensure the team is well prepared ahead of the games in France. The Super Falcons have been drawn in a group alongside Brazil, Japan and Spain. In the English Premier League, Premier League clubs have unanimously agreed to the use of the semi-automated offside technology from next season. The decision to introduce the technology was agreed at the Premier League executive meeting Thursday. The new system will be used for the first time in the Premier League next season. The league body stated that the technology will provide quicker and consistent placement of the virtual offside line based on the optical player tracking. It noted that it will produce high-quality broadcast graphics to ensure an enhanced stadium and broadcast experience for supporters.
And Sports Update ends nationwide this evening. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Enjoy your weekend.